Visiting a therapist?
It's not. I've still been very young in this.
All the examples on me.
So even if you have the same problem, like for example, we could take the most common thing that today's generation people come that, I broke up with this person or that person. You breaking up with your girlfriend would have had some other psychological issues, and Mr. A breaking up with his girlfriend would have had some other issues. Like for example, you never know, you might have issues forming relationships. You might have infidelity issues as well, or you might, I'm not saying you have, but yes, there could be a lot of psychological issues that person must have gone through childhood trauma, childhood abuse, which is not allowing that person to maintain or build good relationships. And Mr. A might have had different problems, like that person must have just not been that involved into that person, so he or she wouldn't have felt that happiness in that person and must have just left, might have not had any psychological issues at all. So I can't treat both cases with the same disorder, same problem in the same way. So yes, as you said, do you have a set pattern? Yeah, we do have psychotherapeutic techniques, like we have cognitive behavioral therapy, we have dialectical behavioral therapy, and I invite the techniques, other techniques of hypnotherapy, mindfulness, and all these things as well. So we do REBT, EFT, and all that. So a lot of these things, we have set patterns for this, but how I apply those patterns is unique to each individual. It cannot be that two people cannot be the same at the same time.
Even if the case is same, two people are not the same.
Yes.
So treatment is also different.
Treatment is different, diagnosis is different, everything is different. When worse comes to worse, in the corporates, people just leave the job. They are not satisfied with any job because they feel that, when you start blaming the other person, when you have an external locus of control, most of the cases in the corporates come like, my boss is not good, my boss is asking me to do this, I'm under a lot of pressure, my colleagues are not good, my team leader is not good, and I need to be best at my work, but I'm not able to concentrate on my job because of these issues. So they themselves think that they have find solutions for their own self, and they say if my job is in a different location, I will be better able to deal with this situation. Or if my boss is someone else, I would have been a better employee by now. But that's not the case. There would be a lot of psychological issues because of which they feel that they are not able to adjust with one person. So maybe there would be issues like that person might have had borderline personality issue. You never know. You might have had a lot of unsuccessful relationships. You might have the traits of manipulating a lot of times. You might have a lot of aggression and a lot more other things, a lot more other traits because of which you might not be able to. Because if you jump out of one job and go to another one, chances are that you won't be successful in that job as well. So when you keep changing your jobs, that itself shows that there is something you need to sought help for. So I go in depth into those things, even if they say that, my boss is not good, that person is not good. Every time it's the other person's problem. It's never your problem, is what they come up with, right? Every person feels that if XYZ goes off, I will be better off. If XYZ is not doing this, I will be better off in this company and stuff like that. So these are the issues that come up very commonly in the corporate sector. And yes, there are a lot of stress management issues also that I deal with when I do these workshops. I do a lot of stress management workshops, and yes, a lot of people ask me that stress management is something that anybody can do. So what is a psychologist's job in this, right? So I would say that, stress management is, of course, people can say that you can find these different stress busters to relieve your stress level. Stress is something that all of us have. But the way we deal with stress is something that is most important, because everybody, a lot of people would say that, I have more stress, that's why I'm feeling this way. She doesn't have stress, she can easily, that's the reason she's easily dealing with situations. But that's not the case. Everybody has to face a lot of things in life, but then how you approach that stressful situation is what makes all the difference.